All right, can you guys hear me? Oh, good, sweet. Good morning, people. Yeah, it's had a few mic issues just then, but we should be good to go. If you can hear me, that's great. If not, let me know in the comments. So yeah, continuing on with the issue that is the film, getting this fucking thing done. Um, yeah, I was just doing some tweaks to this thing to make it a little bit more performance optimized. Yeah, it's running a little bit faster now. I think I had a few old modifiers that were no longer useful running in the background. So yeah, just gone through and cleaned that up a little bit, but now she's running a lot faster, which is good to see. Happy with that. I'm gonna save that out and going to yeah, continue on with the shot. So let's have a little squiz at what we did or what I did over the last week. Um, Last Monday I was animating a shot, and I took a break on Wednesday and came back. I'm coming back today to continue on with the film. But yeah, I was pretty happy with the final outcome of the last shot. So it was, where are we now? Shot 15. This one. So if you guys hadn't seen the result, here's the result. And yeah, really quite quite happy with her animation. I'm pretty happy with the end result. I mean, like, as always, there's always things you can improve, but honestly, I don't have time for that shit. So good morning. Um so yeah, we're gonna move on to a new shot today. It should be a little bit simpler than this one because it's only gonna feature the girl, and it's a shot from the perspective of Evie. So you're not gonna see Evie in this shot, just the girl from her point of view. Good morning. So yeah, really happy with this little thing. But I thought I might give you a quick little breakdown of how I've actually built out this thing. Um, because it's kind of cool in that the way that I've animated this is a little bit different. So if you recall, I actually slid the global control from point A to point B when the girl starts running or walking. But you always encounter issues with the feet sliding. Obviously, you can attempt to counter animate the global control to match the rate in which the feet are moving. But if you have it close enough and there's still a little bit of sliding, I have a little trick that I was using for this one to make it a lot just easier for me to not worry about it. And as long as I don't majorly change the timing of the ground, the movement of the global control, this will work for any animation really. And makes it feel grounded as well. And what I've done is that for a single frame in between certain steps, you'll see that I have a copy location for each step linked to these nulls. Cheers. Thank you, Kelly Johnson, for the super chat. Yeah, and for your information, I am working on the next video, which will be about uh, your favorite character. So I am working on it. I'm in the process of recording it. I can't do that one live because I need to edit it and stuff like that. So that's in the works. So another character building set of videos. So that's going to come through probably next week. Um, but yeah, here we are. We have the foot planting on the ground, and then you'll see that with the copy locations, I've actually linked it to these nulls or these empties, and just for while the foot is on the ground, it's actually uh, stuck to that empty, and until the foot raises off the ground, it stays put. So without that means it mitigates any sliding from the global control. So the global control can still keep on flowing past, but you get this nice foot plant that stays put. And the other cool thing here is that it offers a little bit of variation in the steps. So if you have a little bit of acceleration and deceleration in the global control, you can at least still get a little bit of variation in the feed as well. So you get it's a win-win really. So I'm really happy with the result in the end, and it trended pretty good on Twitter too. So I'm happy about that as well. So yeah, off to the next shot. So this is sort of a, again, continuation with the this sequence. Ah, cheers. I'm glad you're able to join. Um, so I'm gonna make a brand new scene. We're gonna duplicate this scene, or might duplicate scene 16 actually again for this one. And we're just gonna work from, actually no, it would be better to duplicate this scene. So this will become scene 17. Um, so I'm gonna do that for this one. So yeah, I'm gonna save this file, and I'm going to duplicate it as scene 17. Girl looks up at Evie. That's the name of the shot. Version 01. I put a test render of a ship on YouTube as part of the cartoon, but it shows. Yeah, it's awesome. I have to check it out. My morning. Man, not bad. I'm actually quite. Oh, thank you very much. Um, I'm quite refreshed, all things considered. I've been waking up naturally. The cat's programmed me to wake up at 5. Now I'm waking up at 5 because of those assholes. Um, but today I was actually pretty fresh. So I've been up since 5. I should have exercised, but I didn't. Um, just took it easy. All right, so that's up and running. Scene 5. Oh, did it save? Fuck. Save as. It did. It did. All right, girl looks up at Evie. Cool. All right. So the reason I'm keeping this shot as is because I need the girl pose where she is. That's the only reason. And Evie's in the right sort of position as well, so she won't get in the way of the camera. I'm actually going to hide her away completely for this one, so she doesn't need to be in it. So what I'm going to do is reposition this camera. So this is actually going to be a brand new shot. I can actually remove. I'm going to make sure. Yeah, I'm going to remove all this animation. I don't need it. So I just need that initial pose. I know it's weird, but bring that back. Can delete these labels as well. And I'm gonna move that keyframe all the way. Also making sure that I have everything visible so I can keyframe everything. I'm pedantic like that. Oops, just making sure that everything is clean, including the hidden keyframes. Hopefully that's all gone. Yep, cool. What do you think of the render of the engine room? Yeah, I think it's looking pretty cool. I think the main thing that would probably be improved would be a bit of lighting, make it a little bit more dynamic. That would probably be it. How do you refine the locomotion and feel the hip sway while moving? Trial and error, or some kind of weird old trick you have a click there? I wouldn't call it trick. It's basically understanding simple body mechanics. So there's a I would just say study the way that the hips are at a certain pose. So when you're blocking out your shot, blocking out your walk cycle or whatever, um, you want to make sure that you're integrating or taking into consideration all those different elements. So the hip sway, where they're positioned during the step, that sort of thing. Um, yeah, that's my advice there. I could go into more detail. I'm sure that if you catch another stream where I'm actually doing more walks, I'll probably talk about that in more detail. But I am planning in the next month to actually start on an animation workshop walkthrough. So yeah, I'll probably go into that in more detail there. All right, cool. So I got this shot here. Let's get the camera up and running. So this camera is this one, I'm pretty sure. Yep, it's this one. I'm going to change the focal length of this to be a little less wide for this shot. So I'm going to go with 25 mil. I might go with 20 mil for now. And I'm going to relocate this. So let's go to view, making sure that I delete the keyframes on that camera as well, because I want to have it from the perspective of Evie's face, basically. So from around there, let's just see how this looks from that point of view. Oh, wow. What a, that's actually really, really close. What a good guess. Um, yeah. So imagine that Evie's head is there looking down at the girl. So exactly where I want it to be. That's good to know. Yeah, cool. Just so you know, you'll have to when you're doing lighting in Eevee, you can't use mesh lights or anything like that. Not yet, at least. So be mindful of that. That they won't work if you try using mesh lights. Um, cool. So next step here or here, depending on your accent, is interesting. Um, all right, yeah, the okay, all right, is to gonna keep that nice and simple. That shot looking pretty good, I think. I actually quite like that angle of where Evie's looking. I don't know if that's a joke or not, um, but no, I'm not gonna do that. Not if I'm thinking what you're thinking. Um, yes, most likely. Well, the bloom on mesh lights will work, but the light from the mesh light won't reflect. Put it that way. Good morning, Pav. Cool. So let's zoom in here. Um, because the pose is a cut, like I'm not having to hook up directly the pose because of the angle is so different. I can get away with just changing the way the hands are posed at this point in time. So what I'm going to have her do is just climb up on here, look through, look at, put her hand on the pole like Evie has, and then look up at Evie, smile or not smile, just look up, and then look over her shoulder or behind her leg, and then notice the wolf. The wolf will be behind. Um, and then she'll react to that. That's the plan of this shot. And then Evie will be able to turn, look behind her. Oh fuck, the wolf's behind her. So that's the plan of this shot. So I don't need to have it in FK at the moment, so I'm going to switch over to IK for the hands, repose them, and then we'll start blocking out this pose. So where's my FK? Boom, boom. Let's get those hands into place. Oops. Now, obviously, I don't have reference of a child climbing up on a ledge, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. So let's pose this guy up. We can hide away some other stuff as well, so I don't need to worry about her. Thank you for the subscription, Lightman. Very much appreciated. Um, where was I? All right. So FK legs, FK roll arms can be hidden away for now. We can probably hide away the tweak joints as well. Don't need those. And I'll keep everything else visible for now. I could probably get away with hiding her face as well. So her face and her jaw. Let's get rid of that too. All right, cool. Let's pose up this area. So get her hand up there. I'm gonna copy that, paste it across. The kit isn't actually centered to the joints, to the global control. That's just why the mirroring won't work as well here, but it will get me a little bit of the way there. All right, cool. Let's get her hand up like so. Actually, I might get her hand up like that so she can wrap her fingers around the edge there. Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty. Yeah, it would be a good example. I mean, Rugrats would be good. I'm just gonna play it by ear. I'm too lazy to look for reference right now, and finding reference takes ages as well. And I think I got a good idea of how I'm going to do this. I'm just going to block it out first, and then work my way through that. All right. So just getting that up and running. I'm going to move her body forward a little bit in this one. Move her legs forward a little bit. Oops. Her pose actually doesn't look too bad from looking above either, so that's pretty good too. Oh, come on. Jesus. What the fuck's going on here? Oh, right. Constraint. Bye-bye. It's always good to keep track of those things when you mind boggled a little bit, but yeah, there we go. That will do. I can get rid of these nulls as well. I don't need them anymore because they're part of the previous shot. There we go. Yeah, wing it sometimes. Yeah, I don't have time to look into the eccentricities of things sometimes. For this hand, let's just get the fingers posed. So I'm going to reset those first. Actually, just reset those ones. There we go. Let's grab the local view. And now let's just rotate these ones. There we go. That looks all right. Probably move that hand down now. Yeah, just trying to get the initial, that first pose does make a difference because it will infer the rest of the animation. So making sure that that looks okay is important. And again, you can barely see her hand, but I think that will do okay. Yeah, that looks fine. And let's just get her thumb up like that. And for the other hand, I'm just going to duplicate this pose. So just grab her hand controls like so. And firstly, keyframe the pose, copy the pose, Control Shift V, and we've got the other hand up and running. Just get this one placed in place. And we should be fine. Let's have a look and see how that one's looking. That looks pretty good. All right, cool. So I'm going to keyframe the whole pose here first, and then I'm going to actually swap into stepped constant animation. So for those who don't understand what that is, that basically means it shouldn't spline between the different poses. So I'm just going to move forward now a few frames. Oh, right. Another thing to keep aware of is that I have another constraint on this. So where's the constraint on this one? Remove that one. Child constraint. I'll explain what I did there later. Cool. Let's get that next pose in. So the next pose will be her sort of, I'm going to move it forward about 15 frames. I'm going to move this hand forward. So she's going to come in, oops, like so. It all makes sense in a second. Don't you worry. And body's going to move up forward like so. Let's go back into a global mode. There we go. Pose that up. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to ask away. Because, yeah, it's always fun to answer these sort of questions as I do things. So what I'm trying to do here is basically I'm going to keyframe those poses of her sort of trying to get up on her own volition. And she will. She'll get up on her own. Reset that pose. There we go. One leg forward. Leg up. This leg goes up like so. Let's see. Let's get that body up a bit further. I'm also being mindful of the pose here as well. So making sure that the pose is readable over here as well. So just moving this up. Broken hand, medical question. Does that help count? Uh, Probably not, but you can ask away as long as it's not too weird and strange. Maybe I could answer it. Who knows? I have done not medicine, but you know, sciencey stuff before. Let's get that pose in the shoulder right. So move that up a little bit. This pose here can go like so. There we go. Yeah, her rig's fucked at the back. As long as I don't show it, I'm not gonna be too concerned about that. So where's our first pose? We've got one. What? Why didn't it keyframe? What's going on here? Fuck me. One. Why isn't it playing back? That's really strange. Let's tab in. It's probably because of this edit. Good night. Good day. How you doing? Why isn't it playing? One, two. Hold. Hold forward. Let's get rid of this. There we go. Must have been the modifier. The modifier that was running it on twos was being a bitch. So there's it is. There's our first pose. 1, 2. Again, let's fix up that shoulder on this one. There we go. 1, 2. And then over here, really going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to really rotate her body up. So she gets up on that edge. So it's sort of like a child, how they try to get up on a little stool or something, that they have to use their whole being basically to get up there. I'm just going to do the same thing here. All right, cool. Not worried too much about the hands at the moment. So her hand is going to come out like so. Her shoulder obviously has to be sorted as well. So make sure that you always work with the shoulders as well. This leg is going to be up on the ledge now. This one's going to be hanging up. So again, being mindful of the vision in the actual camera. And also, like, if I have to think about her hips as well. So this is where the hips would come into play. So a little bit of hip movement there. Could probably add a little bit there, but let's not worry about using the IK for that one. Let's use some IFK for that one. So a little bit of curvature there. Rotate that body a little bit further. So yeah, just being mindful of everything, really. Let's see how this is looking. One, two. Fuck off with your spline. One, two, three. There we go. All right, another pose. And I'm not too concerned about timing at the moment. Oh, thank you very much. Um, yeah, I'm trying to. I've thought of this idea for ages, in terms of the style, in terms of the. Oh, thank you. In terms of the look and feel of this whole thing. I've had this for years. If you looked at my graduate film from 2013, it's basically the same thing but more refined. Um, which is kind of annoying, given that, like, in a way, I'm really, like, very, very happy that Arcane exists, but, like, um, kind of annoyed that the style is very similar, in a way, to how the vision I had in my head for at least the backgrounds and the design of the backgrounds and stuff. So it's yeah, if you saw my original film from years ago, yeah, it'd be very interesting to see the similarities with the matte paintings, at least. Not as well made as Valkane, obviously. It's a student film after all, but yeah, the similarities are pretty interesting. Um, so yeah, yeah, we have come a long way in the month, though. I will admit, like, we've done a lot. I'm pretty happy with my progress with this. I wish I could have done more, but what are you gonna do? Um, I'm gonna move her forward even further, so her feet can actually be on the very edge of that ledge. What's the name of my film? It's called Black Curtain. Uh, the explanation as to why that's called as such isn't really explained in this short film, but as part of a larger story, it makes sense. All right, cool. The problem with working in splined, or not splined, stepped, is that you don't know how the interpolation of the curves will look like once it's done, because of the, I guess you can say, the way the gimbal interpolation will be. So I'm really hoping that it doesn't look too stupid, but would make do if it does. So in my head, I'm just really, like, if I since I don't have reference, I'm really just trying to imagine what I've observed of children in my head about how they move around. So how a toddler moves, or how a small child moves in this regard. Ah, my pleasure, man. Like, I'm glad it's been useful. I got a lot more to talk about with regards to characters and different approaches and stuff in the future. So it's not going to stop anytime soon. Put it that way. Hoping to get some real cool stuff over the new year as well. Done. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So you can already see what I mean by like how this is going to be interpolated. Like, will will the animation look wonky when she rearranges herself? You know, and part of me says I should probably keep the leg like this. Yeah, that looks better already. And then sort of, let's see, let's rotate that flat. I know it looks weird, but then rotate this. So we'll see. Keyframe everything again. The magic that is this foot rig. There we go. Let's get these legs up like so. And here is where I would actually get the hip up. That looks better already. All right. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that looks much better already. Yep, I like that. Let's fix up her arm here. This time I'm actually going to put that on here. That will work, I think. Yeah. Let's get it up and running like so. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then let's see. Let's get her standing up at this point. And again, I'm not too concerned about the timing right now. The timing can change and it can do whatever it needs to do. I have no set limit on the shot. It's just whatever is needed, and that's the nice thing. At least that's the nice thing about independent filmmaking is that you don't have to adhere to any sort of time limit or shot length limit or anything like that. Um, it's pretty cool. This one, like so. Bring her foot back a little bit here, and let's get her body forward as well. So yeah, just getting this all up and then running. Let's see what we got. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, really just concerned about the poses at this point in time. So just getting this up and running is more important than anything else. That's what today's all about, just the blocking stage of a new shot. And I will admit that there are some things about the girl's rig that I don't like. Uh, for instance, her arms are way too long. So not much I can do about that this time. I'm not going to change it because it would screw up everything else. But in the future, if I ever had to feature the girl again, she'll have probably a brand new geometry, honestly. What kind of cartoon eye is it? Is it like really simple, or is it just does it have like irises and all that sort of stuff? Let's try and get her like a little bit of asymmetry in that. Ah, right, 2 half spheres. Yeah, I just go with regular spheres unless, yeah, regular spheres with a lattice to squish them flat. That's how I'd go about it, honestly. The POV of this shot is Evie. Evie's POV. So her point of view is from the perspective of Evie. So hopefully that hopefully Premiere doesn't shit itself when I show you this, but was gonna say I'll show you what the shot has now evolved into. Uh let's see. And let's save that, by the way. Save that. Yeah, lattice is much more useful for cartoony eyes. No worries, dude. Um, so the shot is this. So we've done in the last month or two, we've actually gone quite far, done a lot of work. Um, more than the first half of this year for sure. Um, so the way the shot works at the moment is that she comes to a stop, she puts the girl down, then she also walks up to the shot. Now without Evie in her arm, she pulls, it's locked, hard to open up. I'll be fixing up this shot of even further offline because I've gone through it enough online. Um, the wolf shows up behind her, but she doesn't notice. And then Evie will look down at the girl to see to see how she's going. And then the girl will notice the wolf in the distance and then freak out. That's the plan. Oh, thanks, dude. So and this isn't the final render, by the way. This is all play blasted preview renders and stuff like that. So I'm going to make it more fancy pants after that. And I'll talk about that in the streams as well. I'll be talking about color grading and using passes and stuff like that. But yeah, that's the shot that this one's following. This shot is following that shot. So important shot because the girl is the one that notices the wolf in the distance. So oh, thanks. So yeah, that's the plan at least. So let's keep going. We've got 15 minutes to go before I start class, so we can get some more stuff in. Feeling good about today. So got quite a bit done today, so I'm pretty happy about our progress. Let's lift her legs up ever so much. I don't care about her legs locking in because well, you can't even tell. So who gives a shit? I will change her leg direction though. Ah, there we go. Something like that. That looks better. There we go. And bring our legs in a little bit further. That's better. So we got 1, 2, up. Cool. Oh, thanks. It's just yeah, like part of it came down to laziness. It was like a happy accident. I was like, oh, I can't be fucked doing any environments. And how can I make it feel dynamic without having to do any environments? And the answer was just like graphic design, basically, like understanding that sort of stuff. So yeah, it all comes together. All my different years of experience of kind of putting this all together in different ways. So I'm hoping that when you see the real world of this characters that she lives in, hopefully in the next episode, you'll be blown away because I got some real big plans for that one. All right, cool. So let's have a look here into the riggers from scratch, built from scratch. I don't like using Rigify that much. Um, not sure what about this pose. It's a bit plain. That's all right though. It'll be fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gets up, pulls herself up. There's going to be a lot more of key poses here as well, like step by step by step. So it's going to be look cool. Yeah, imposter syndrome, dude. That's always the case. All right, cool. So next shot, I think I'll do the next pose will be like gonna go and move her leg a little bit this way, move her body this way, but rotate it. Oh, which way should I rotate her body? Probably this way. I'm gonna go this way so she can look up at Evie. Leg will come back again to compensate for that shift in weight. Ah, fuck. This is what I have a big issue with. This is what I hate about splining animation like this. Like her leg is completely flipped. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, yeah, you've got to be careful about that stuff, man. People, when you're animating, it just happens by accident. It's like, Jesus Christ. And then you end up with like severe gimbal, like you're like, what the frig happened? How did this happen? So like you gotta like be careful. That's all I'm saying. Let's rotate that foot back this way. Oh, I'm glad, man. I'm glad it's working out for you. Like the stuff I'm showing is useful, honestly. Whenever I hear that, it really does make me happy that what I'm teaching or what I show on the internet is actually valid and useful for people. So yeah. Not that to say that there's anything that contradicts what I say out there that much, but it feels good that like people are actually gaining like the right knowledge. That's what I mean. Yeah, I like that pose. That pose is nice. That's looking nice. I like that one. And then when she looks around, let's go ahead and rotate her upper body now to basically help with her head movement. Ah, fuck off, Nick. Let's get her arm out like that again. There we go. One, two, three, four. Turns around. Let's continue that turn. So I'm going to copy this key pose. And let's get this other part up and running. Yeah, well, it kind of comes from, do I plan on, let's answer a few questions. So, Gigawatt, do I plan on using Rococo in the future? If I can afford one, if I can afford one, I would. I'm planning on using an iPhone for some lip sync. I'm gonna see if I can make that work. That's a nice pose. Um, and see if it works will work with my ideas for the film. So I do plan on trying to do a little bit of mocappy stuff. We'll see what happens. Not sure. Don't like this arm, man. Fuck. This is the thing I don't like about the girls' rig. Her arm is just gross. There we go. It looks a lot nicer. So yeah, I do plan on using some sort of mocappy stuff in the future if I can afford or can if it works within my workflow. So I want to be able to save some time there by using some mocap. Uh, as for Sean mentioning that the way I apply the knowledge that I can't find anywhere, the reason why I teach it the way I teach it is because it comes from my own frustrations as a student in the past. And I still haven't found anyone else who teaches those sort of fundamentals outside of institutions, which is really important, I think. So yeah, that's why I teach the way I do online. Um, yeah, I can't stand leaving out like there's vital stuff that people leave out that makes things confusing. Yeah, this is actually now a mesh face. It's actually meshes that look like grease pencil. I did try grease pencil at first, but there's too many limitations. So although it does have some advantages in other cases, so I want to refine the idea in the future for the grease pencil face concept. The biggest issue I have with grease pencil at the moment is that it doesn't reflect because it's a different material structure. It doesn't reflect in reflective surfaces. So if you want to have a character look into a mirror, it doesn't fucking work because it doesn't reflect the grease pencil. So that's why I ended up having to switch it. Um, did I make a tutorial about grease pencil facial rig? I just did that one live session where I kind of experimented with the idea, but I will possibly make a dedicated video once I work out the kinks. So look out for that in the future. I'm not sure when I'll do it, but it'll happen. I'm liking this pose, liking this so far. I'm feeling confident about this whole setup. So yeah, she's looking up, and if we look at the actual preview render, that's looking pretty cute. So that's looking nice. Happy about that. Whole new world. Well, cheers. Thank you very much. I'm glad it's working out. Just so you know as well, the videos I post on YouTube from now on, apart from my live streams, are all going on Patreon ad free. So if you want to sign up for those, and potentially in the future, I want to make it so you can download them as well and keep them on your hard drive. So if you sign up to Patreon, you'll get some pretty cool stuff coming up soon. The biggest thing that you probably get coming in to the new year will be character rigs. So I'm going to plan on bringing out some character rigs in the next month or two to do with my animation course or animation videos. So hoping that that'll be useful. All right, cool. So the girl will now, she's climbed up, 1, 2, 3, up she goes. She turns around and then she looks, takes a little glance towards the, around Evie's back. Ah, fuck. Ah, hate when this happens. A Discord, yeah. That's the one I can't afford to do at the moment. I just don't have the time to set up the Discord um, because of work and stuff. Yes, Daenerys is coming up soon as well. So Daenerys, Toon Shaded Daenerys will come up soon as well. Oh, great. I'm glad it did help out. It's meant to be professionally, like good for professional work as well. So there's that as well. And yes, Kelly Johnson, don't you worry. Daenerys is around the corner. It will be up and running very soon. And you'll be able to download that, keep it up. Yeah, no. Very keen on the model. But yeah, I'm gonna make it worthwhile. For sure. All right. So she reacts, and then so she sees the I'm not gonna do a facial expression now, but she reacts to that. She sees that, and then um next shot, will be her um, almost flipped around completely. So she's going to be flipped around completely like that. Her face is going to be, I'm going to reset her pose here. Reset her head. Because what I'm going to do is have her basically freak out. And this is going to be really tough to animate without it going all gimbally, but it's okay. Let's got the blocking out for today. We'll get the blocking out for today. There we go. Foot there. Foot there. This way. Again. Like so. There we go. Do I work with one monitor? Yeah, well, in Blender, I do. I tend to work with the one monitor because I don't know why. I just do. I find it comfortable. But like in Maya or After Effects or anything like that, I work completely with my multiple monitors. The interesting thing about Blender is that it just works really well with single monitor setups. I don't find it cramped, put it that way. And I like to be able to glance without moving my head. So that's another big thing. That's why I use a single monitor for the most part. I will like when it comes to like more complicated actions and stuff like that, I'll definitely what's the word? Use my multiple monitors, but I don't find it to be a absolute requirement for for this for Blender at least. I like having easy access, like the range, the speed in which clicking it matters more for me than having space. Like I don't want to have to travel my mouse around different areas too much. All right, cool. Here we go. Pose like that. Yeah, that's just me though. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, yeah. I haven't had a chance. Yeah, I'm gonna try and get it to work. So I'm gonna get that demo and give it a go. So yeah, the face it. That's the big thing about. Yeah, one of the big limitations about my current rig is that it wouldn't work with Faceit because Faceit relies on motion on blend shapes, and my rig is completely dependent on splines, and other weird tricks. So I'm working on an alternative to see if it works. Ah, thanks, dude. And then I'm gonna keep her face up like that, but facing that way. And let's bring back her face setup and her jaw. And let's just get her face opened up. Let's get her eyes looking that way. You can always just work on getting this. Let's turn on expose. Yeah, the nice thing about my rig setup is that it works really well, um, like dynamically. It's very dynamic. So you can get pretty much any pose you want. That's the thing. Let's keep her jaw closed a little bit more. Let's just increase the face. Yeah. her face rig isn't the best, but it's definitely more flexible. That's the thing. Let's get her eyelids down. Move her eyelids forward, her face eyes a bit forward so they don't overlap. Eyes are smaller. Head is back. And yeah, that's it. All right, cool. So I'm gonna keep it at that. Save the file. Um, Done quite a bit today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's fix up her pose there, her face pose there first before I wrap up. And yeah, we're gonna leave it at that because I gotta start class um, for school. And scale. Sweet. I actually don't know who the next Doctor Who will be. Should be. That's a good question. I haven't actually watched Doctor Who in years, to be honest. All right, cool. Um, all right, I gotta wrap this up because it's 9 o'clock. I gotta get it started. All right, there we go. That's looking good. I'm happy with that. Happy with that. Thank you very much for watching, and hello, InfoTunes. Sorry you're a bit late. I'm gonna wrap up now. But yeah, cheers. Had a lot of fun with this one. Looking forward to continuing on with this on Monday. I'll probably do some more on the weekend, hopefully. And otherwise, I'll leave you guys until then. All right. Enjoy the weekend. See you later.